Welcome back to the grind. In this video, we are going to take a look at the Dracul Pylon Rune limited time branch that is available until March 30th, and so it will remain active during this current PvP event. Now, in this branch, we have access to energy packs, inner fires, rune dust, timers, more energy packs, and inner fires with some chisels, more rune dust, chisels, rune dust, timers again, and finally, the main prize of this branch is the exotic Dracul Pylon Rune. Now, this is the first time we've seen runes for any of the new towers, and specifically for the Dracul Pylon. Now, the Dracul Pylon is a very useful tower to have on your base, and the main benefit of it is that it increases the damage that dragons take if you apply a super shot to the Dracul Pylon. It will cause dragons to take increased damage from all other towers. Now, this is awesome because there's a lot of towers that deal a lot of damage, but when you amplify that damage with this bonus damage, you can really pack a punch and take down dragons that are higher tier than what you normally would take down. Now, the thing to consider is that initial burst of damage is typically only at the very start of the attack on that island, and keeping the tower alive longer doesn't really usually make that much of a difference, because by that point most of your damage dealing towers are probably already dead. But sometimes it does allow you to put another super shot on to continue to whittle down the dragon that is attacking. The other thing that this tower is good for is it is beam damage, so it does like more continuous damage, and it's a beam attack, so it does get through many of the variable or various defensive abilities that dragons have these days. So you can continue to deal damage through specific types of defensive abilities. So that's nice to have, but the attack on this tower isn't that impressive. So it's not really one that I would focus on attack for. The only one that I would do attack for is lightning towers, as we've discussed before. So the thing to consider is how important the Dracul Pylon is to your base, and if you have the slots available to place this rune on your base. Now, for me, this tower's main utility functions right in the first couple seconds of the attack on that island. So giving it more HP to survive longer doesn't add a significant amount of value to it, but it does have a little value overall. Obviously, more HP is better because then it takes longer to destroy the tower. They might have to focus extra shots or extra time on it, and other towers might kill the dragon. But the runes and glyphs I have on that island are for the lightning towers, and the lightning towers super shot damage, and that is more valuable to me than the HP on the Dracul Pylon, because that damage is further amplified by the Dracul Pylon, but in the first 2 seconds or less of the attack on that island. So like I said, keeping it alive longer isn't going to change a whole lot about that. So for me, I find more value in the runes and glyphs for the lightning towers rather than for the Dracul Pylon. But depending on your base setup, where you have this tower and what its primary utility is, then you might benefit from having this rune on your island. Maybe you no longer have lightning towers on the long island and your Dracul Pylon is on the long island. Then you might want this rune if you have no other towers that really need the slot. Say it's just a storm, a couple mages, and maybe something else, then you might have room for this and you might want it. And you might be willing to invest the sigils into getting it. For me personally, it's early in the season still. It's not a must-have rune for my account, and I would rather save my sigils to see what else comes out in the next part of the season and waiting for the next waves to come out before I commit sigils to different areas. But it's not a bad rune. It's exciting that they have released a rune for a new tower, because that hasn't really happened in a while. So I'm happy to see them start doing that, and hopefully we'll start to see more runes for some of the newer towers, and that will definitely be something that will entice me, like the CO, the Cosmic Orrery, and maybe even the Howitzer. But those those towers are already so powerful that I don't foresee runes coming out for them in the near future, but you know, we can dream, right? Anyways, I hope this video is helpful. Good luck with this event, and I'll see you in the next video.